We're joined now by the party's Deputy Chairman, Diane James. Welcome to the programme. You've got your referendum, that's running strongly in the news. Immigration, as I was just showing Lucy Powell there, is a huge issue as well. What would be a good result for UKIP in these local elections? Well,
certainly to retain the 20 seats that we're going to be defending this time, but also building on that. Now, we're fielding 1,400 candidates. Out of the 2,700 that are going to be available across the country. We're also fielding candidates in all of the big Assembly elections, so that's Stormont, Holyrood, Welsh Assembly.
So you're looking to gain?
And the Police Crime Commissioner. So
I know where you're standing. Are you looking to gain?
Oh, of course we're looking to gain. I mean, you know, we wouldn't be doing anything otherwise.
I mean, if you look at, put this in I know you may not like this, in a European context. I mean, populist and anti-EU parties are gaining ground right across Europe.
Yep.
So if you don't gain ground, there must be serious doubts in this climate about your long-term future.
Well, I've just confirmed to you, we are looking to gain ground. We are looking to increase the number of councillors that we've got, as well as membership of all of the assemblies that I've just referred to. The momentum, as you rightly point out, is behind the populist parties, as you called them, but certainly what I would say behind the Eurosceptic parties, because what they do see and they share in terms of issues is the impact, the negative impact that EU membership is having on, particularly, for instance, just trying to plan in terms of infrastructure and other aspects.
And yet, when you get a foothold in local government, it doesn't go very well, does it? Look at the first council you've controlled, Thanet. Within 6 months, you had lost overall control. 5 councillors left UKIP, unhappy with the leadership. I mean, it doesn't go that well. You are still just a protest party.
We're not just a protest party. The issue that
the
issue that you're directly referring to, of course, is Manston Airport, which is very, very difficult in terms of the overall plans for that, from not only just the local authority, but also from the county council level. So we don't actually have control of Kent County Council. I'm sure if we had, we could have had a lot more input there. And equally, you know, there is this issue of a local problem and individuals coming into government, no matter how or which party they represent, understanding how slowly sometimes decisions can be reached.
But look at Boston Borough Council. You did rather well there in 2015. After you'd done rather well, one UKIP councillor was quickly suspended. The party split down the middle because you couldn't agree on a leader. 6 councillors continue under the UKIP party banner. 6 others formed the UKIP group. It's a shambles.
Well, Andrew, it's interesting that every single time we have this discussion, you always pick up on the bad news to do with UKIP, but you never pick up on the bad news to do with the other parties. If you just
I do, and I have that.
Okay, but if you know, this morning, for instance, you just reeled off a whole series of very good examples. I'm not going to take those away from you.
Okay.
But have you raised a single one of some of the councillors, Conservative and Labour, across the country, who've had to stand down or been suspended for actually quite serious issues? Now, we've got individuals that decide unilaterally they want to walk away from the UKIP banner for whatever reason. But these issues in terms of individuals who committed, you know, real issues and have been suspended or had to stand down, that's a wholly different ballgame. And I'd like you to be a little bit fair, if you don't mind, in terms of tackling that.
As you know, my job is to put the tough questions to each party, as I think we've been showing we've been doing this morning. Why should people vote for a party, though, that might not even have a reason to exist after the referendum?
Well, we will have a reason to exist, because if we don't exist, nobody else is going to actually hold David Cameron, if the vote to leave happens, hold him to account and make sure it happens. That's my view. In terms of our actual councillors, bear in mind, we are the only party out there, we don't whip our councillors. Now, that maybe goes back to some of the explanation behind the Manston issue.
Probably just as well.
Well, yeah. Well,
they sound pretty unwhippable.
Well, I'm not into dominatrix stuff.
No, I'm talking politics.
Yes, I know, but that's the sort of thing that some of our cabinet ministers are accused of at the moment. But, you know, the issue here is there is a real disquiet amongst the electorate that they want to vote for somebody, and then they see the systems that are currently in place, where it's cabinet system rather than committee. There are backbenchers that find themselves in a situation where they actually can't contribute to decisions. And we're talking about, you know, incursions into the green belt, house building targets, academy schools, which you talked about just a few minutes ago. And this is the sort of issue that, you know, a non-whipped UKIP councillor will be able to actually represent their community.
And even if you win the referendum, by which I mean we leave, and you would be winning, UKIP continues.
Yes, it does.
Diane James, thank you.
Okay.
Big Man Tyrone here. Make sure to subscribe to the Wicked Awesome Robin Hood UKIP YouTube website. he exposes the leftist crops on the British brainwashing corporation. Nice.